So first 2 weeks of spring practice almost in the books. How are you feeling out there?
I feel great, learning another position. Fourth D-line coach, so you got to get used to new techniques. And the defensive scheme, we were struggling at first, but now it's coming to a whole right now, so it's getting better.
What in specific were the struggles last week, and how those struggles go away?
Just knowing alignments, your keys, and knowing where the linebackers are going to fit it and everything. So that was just one of our little struggles, but now everybody knows what we're doing, and constantly we get installs every day.
As far as Coach Rodriguez, let's talk about that relationship. First of all, how hard is it just like a few weeks before spring practice to get a brand new defensive line coach?
It's tough, but like last year we did the same thing with Coach Kane, but learning a whole different technique, and it actually works, it's wonderful, but I'm still struggling with it, and I'm still struggling with this new position, but every day I get better and better.
How has this relationship been so far with you and Coach Rodriguez? I know he's pretty hard on you in practice, just overhearing kind of what he says to you. It's all about business with him. As soon as he touches the field, it's all about business and about getting your work done. He's for working hard, and we can play later. But during those, before you hit that fence, you gotta get your mind right. You said it's been kind of tough for you, maybe learning this new position. What have been the main differences that you've been maybe focusing on?
I'm used to the edge, and I have to be disciplined. I'm the edge rusher, so learning pass rushes from the edge is kind of difficult. But as time goes on, I'm gonna get better and better at that. But I have total trust in my other guys on the side of me, Jermaine, DJ, Michael, and then the backups as well. Being the older guy, being a leader and learning this technique, and I see what I'm doing, and I can teach it to Amikri that's behind me, Stanley and Randall, and just have stuff like that.
Obviously, it's an adjustment going from a 3-man to a 4-man lineman, but does that make it a little easier as you're going through this transition?
Oh yeah, it makes it way easier for us, I'm not going to disrespect Coach G's scheme.
Yeah, sure.
But it's just a different scheme. It's more so you got a lot of bodies in front of you for the linebackers, and that's the one thing that's helpful for us. Learning, going from slanting and having keys to now you have a gap responsibility is real different making.
And last question, most important one, what are the plans for spring break next week?
Just staying focused, man, locking in, This is my last year, so I just want to leave out on a bang. And that's one thing I want to do. I see a lot of those, like Oregon, Washington, and all those guys, they're winning Rose Bowls and everything, and I want to be a part of that.
Watching him coach, he's impressive just to watch coach.
Yeah, it's unlike anything I've ever seen. It's amazing. I love practicing every day because I wake up every morning. I'm like, yes, I get to be coached by this great guy. So it's cool.
What was it like when he first came in? Because obviously this team's going through a lot of defensive line coaches. Is there a little feeling out period where you're kind of getting to know him and he's still getting to know you?
Well, what was great about it is I feel like I trust Herm Edwards so much. I just knew he would get the right man for the job. Just like before he got the right man for the job, Coach Kane, and then again. So I just knew he'd have the right person. I knew Coach Rodriguez was the right coach for us as soon as he walked in. So it's good.
What do you think of the 4-man front, the change? I would think that's perfect for you too.
Yeah, I love it. Especially, I feel like it fits my style of play more. Of course I'd be willing to do anything the team asks me, but I feel like it really fits me more, and it allows me to project to the next level more as well. So I feel like it's been great so far. I love it.
Now, when we talked, I remember we talked when you committed here.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
I remember that. It was a night, yeah.
Because you didn't have a ton of offers because you played offense.
Yeah.
You kind of were still trying to see what fit best for you.
Yeah.
What has been your reaction since coming here? And obviously it seems like it was a good choice for you.
Honestly, this kind of, I knew what I could do, and from day one, I've been so grateful to the staff here at ASU for offering me. They were my first Pac-12 offer, and I'm forever, Coach Pierce and Coach Newell still, like, I'm forever grateful to them. Like, they really believed in me before anybody else did. And it's just been great because they saw, being able to make them proud and show them that, they didn't just waste an offer on me. Every day I try to go out there and show them, like this is for you guys, you know what I'm saying? Like, really prove them right and prove that they believed in me for a reason. So it's been great to do that every day.
Coach Rodriguez seems like he's very skill development heavy.
Yeah, very, very. And if anything, he's more technically demanding than probably any other coach I've ever had. He's not so much focused on all the flashy stuff. He's focused on detail oriented. Focus on your technique and just become a master at your position.
So what things have you incorporated or kind of taken from him already?
A lot of it has to do with hands. And I mean, that's one of the most important things. As a defensive end, you never want an O lineman to get on your chest. So the most important thing is hands, footwork, and if anything, he calls it getting downhill, which is just basically pointing your hips to the quarterback. He said, we want to get downhill as quick as possible and get to that quarterback as fast as possible. And him coming from, a pro-style defense and stuff like that, you have guys that, these quarterbacks in the league, they can get the ball off in 2 seconds. You know what I mean? So you could have no offensive lineman in front of you, and a quarterback can get the ball off without getting sacked. So the biggest thing is just not wasting any movement, not wasting any time, and getting your hands perfect.
Was there one aspect that you were struggling quite a bit maybe last week that just maybe less of a challenge this week?
I was definitely struggling a lot with how, the getting downhill as far as a quarterback, because I'm so used to, as a D lineman, I'm used to always hearing flip your hips, get around. And the first thing he came in here and he said, we're not flipping our hips because, and he didn't just tell us, he showed us all the film, showed us Daniil Hunter, and I mean, he was not flipping his hips one bit, and he was getting back there faster than anybody that I've ever seen. And he even said that Daniil had 1.5 sacks at LSU his senior year, and then now he's the youngest guy to get 50 sacks in the league, and I mean, that's pretty phenomenal, actually.
I know it's frustrating to have a revolving door into defensive line coaches, even though we haven't been here that long, but so when that happened a few weeks before spring practice, I mean, was that just like water over a duck's back?
Honestly, it's not. It actually wasn't that big of a hit. All props to Coach Kane. He definitely taught us a lot, but college football is a business, just like in the league. So you gotta take the punches and keep rolling. You're only gonna get better, and plus having more defensive or having more coaches, it's just more knowledge you can take it to the next level. And that's eventually you're gonna find that one coach that really just makes a mark on you. And I really do feel Coach Rodriguez is doing that with not only me but all of the guys, because everybody's getting better. And just like he says, if one of us eats, we all eat, and that's really the biggest thing that we need to focus on.
So the muscle memory, is that hard to get the old stuff out that you were doing?
Yes, definitely. And you think about it, I've been going 10 years worth of stuff that you develop bad habits, and at the end of the day, it's all about repetition. You become a master at your position, and the only way to do that is to get reps. And then the only way to be confident is to get more reps and just master that position.
He's out there with the boxing gloves.
Yeah, he's got it all. He's got it all for sure. But it's the stuff he's showing us is top notch for sure.
Do you think that the some of the stunt stuff that you guys are installing, that's going to create free runs?
Oh yes. I think the defensive front that we ran today, as far as the pass scheme stuff, I mean that stuff I would never even have thought of. And then when it works out, I mean it's beautiful to see. Especially when you have guys coming free in the inside, guys coming free on the outside, and then it just becomes a mind game because every single stunt that we have, we can work off of it, do something else, do something unexpected.
So does that build excitement in you guys?
Oh, definitely. Definitely. It's always fun, and it's funny because so one of the last couple of plays, they had called kind of a pass rush. We were in a nickel. And we ran a really weird front, and we basically overloaded 3 to one side with 1 on the backside. And for an O-line, it looks really weird. And we probably had 4 or 5 stunts coming off of it. And at that point, it's really hard to judge where people are coming from, what people are doing. And I look at Coach Rodriguez, and he's just smiling. He's just having a good time, and that just helps us, because then we look at that and then we start having fun, So that's really what it's about.
So I guess you guys need to get exotic because this offense is very exotic.
Oh, it
compared to last
is.
year.
Yeah, first day out, and I see 3 people coming in motion. I'm like, oh my goodness. At that point, I was like, man, my hand's getting tired of being in my stance this long. But no, it's really good to see, just because I haven't seen an offense like that since probably high school. Just a true kind of like power, especially with power. I mean, you don't really see that a lot in Pac-12. I mean, everything's kind of spread out, open space, but. Now we're seeing stuff where you better buckle up your chin strap because they're coming right downhill at you.
Yeah, what are the challenges of just like knowing that they're going to reset and change their look?
A lot of it is just being confident that the guys in the back know what they're doing. You want to have everybody, make sure everybody's on the same page. And if we're all wrong, we're all right. So you just got to make sure that everybody's on the same page. And I mean, just trust the guys behind you too. And just like they're going to trust us, they're going to trust us to be in our gaps. And we're going to trust that they're going to fill them.
Is there anything from like Marvin Lewis or Antonio Pierce about like this defense and they're taking ownership of it that stood out to you?
I would definitely say one thing. As far from Coach Lewis, the biggest thing was him getting us out on edges, and then not only that, but making sure that we're detailed in our responsibility and not so much like jumping gaps. Because a lot of the scheme stuff that we did with Coach Gonzalez, we would jump gaps. Some people would. It was almost a little uncertainty with certain stuff. So now, if a running back hits a hole, somebody better be there, and if somebody's not, who exactly is supposed to be there. So that's definitely one thing. It teaches you to be kind of humble, stay in your gap, not we call it play peekaboo, but not peeking in and out, and just being a technician. So that's definitely the one thing, and that's the one thing they're really, really encouraging, and especially Marvin. They're all demanding coaches for sure, and that's a great thing to have.